That down. Let's move on to this, shall we? You know, Agatha All Along debuted the other night, and I was pleasantly surprised by it.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's actually pretty damn solid, which is really nice considering how much Disney Plus shows have disappointed me so thoroughly lately. Yeah. But this was pretty solid. And I remember, and I said, man, hopefully the Penguin is going to be good too, because that'll be 2 days in a row I get to go watch Agatha and Penguin. Please be good. And we heard great things about the Penguin, and I loved Colin Farrell in the Batman. This show rules. This show is so good. And we're only an hour and 5 minutes into it. First of all, there's a scene in the trailers where you see Oz just sitting casually in a chair and just pulls out a gun and shoots the guy like 5 times. Yeah, that's in the opening episode. And when it happened, I was shocked. I was like, wait a minute, what? This soon? How good is Colin Farrell?
Yeah. As soon as that scene hit, where I'm like, there's the tone. we're in it. Oh, by the way, thank you, Batman, for supporting us like that.
Whoa, yeah, and the whole oh my God, the Batman sent in like a $50 chat tip. Thank you, wow. Batman, for supporting us on that level, man. It's incredibly generous of you. And for spurring the Penguin show, because the show starts basically with like a 45-second montage, basically summarizing the events of the Batman movie.
So well done.
Because this show picks up right in the aftermath of that, of what happens at the end of the Batman. And they even mention that. And it starts with that music.
Yep. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh, it has that awesome Batman music right at the beginning of it. And it flows into it. And it just felt so organic and it felt so natural. And, you know, I've seen a few of the bigger outlets saying, like, I saw one on Slate saying, like, the Penguin isn't fooling anybody. This isn't a comic book show. This is a gangster show. They're not wrong. Yep. Like, other than the fact that they directly reference Batman and all that kind of stuff in it, and Arkham and all that kind of stuff. If you had just changed a couple of the names, this just feels like the next great HBO crime family movie show. And let me mention that first. It's HBO, and HBO killed it. I mean, HBO Max absolutely crushed it. Colin Farrell absolutely crushes it. The girl who plays Sophia
Falcone,
Kristen Miliani. She's the best.
She freaked the living fuck out of me every moment she was on screen.
And I know for a fact there's scenes of her in Arkham, so we haven't even seen the stuff that's going to creep us out about Sophia.
Oh,
I'm so excited.
My God. I could, then when they set up like his meeting with the family and all that kind of stuff and the whole, I'm not going to go into big spoilers, but you know how Falcone's son plays into it. And then the plan he had that gets executed by the end. I'm like, what just happened? Okay, look, I'll say this. I have never been this taken with the start of a comic book show. Not Smallville, not Peacemaker, not anything.
Not a Disney appointment.
What's that?
Not a Disney appointment. That's actually well executed, right?
Appointment.
Thank you, Jonathan, for being my English translator.
I think this is the strongest start to a quote unquote, and I'll put quotes on it, quote unquote comic book show series ever. Right. And the reason I put in the title of this video, say one episode in and this could be the greatest comic book show ever, is because if they maintain this trajectory, and how many times have we seen shows start strong and finish weak? And maybe that happens here. But again, this is HBO. This is the network that gave us The Sopranos. This is the network that gave us some of the greatest television shows of all time. I don't think they're going to drop the ball on this. And right now, this show is flat out spectacular. I went in with high expectations. It exceeded those expectations. The performance was incredible. Yeah. Oh my God, Oz's mom.
What?
Yeah.
Oz's mom.
Nightmare. Oh my gosh.
At first you're thinking, oh, okay, kind of stereotypical. Oh, the frail mother. Nope.
Listen, she seems like she's very stable.
It is a very different type
very healthy upbringing.
Yeah. It's still a stereotype.
Mom's
the
always
brassy
no-
Italian
Positive,
mother.
Just the nasty Italian
Yeah.
mother stereotype.
Positive reinforcement.
Moms know everything.
And yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll say a line, but it's out of context. You won't know what it means. Are you a little pussy boy? I'm like, God, I'm getting flashbacks to my grandmother.
I mean, should they already give him the Emmy nomination?
Just give him the award
The
now.
Emmy nomination.
I mean-
for Colin
Dang.
Farrell, man, with all that makeup on to do all what he did, and even the first episode was great.
The whole time watching too, this kid, I'm like, this looks like the Weeknd's son.
Oh my, that's exactly it. He totally looks like he's the Weeknd's kid. No, he's Canadian, living in Gotham. I love it. Look, as a crime show, it kills it. Also, if you think right now, and again, I'm not going to give you any context, so it won't give any of the story away. But if you think Colin Farrell's prosthetics look good when he has clothes on,
You're gonna love him naked.
you're gonna love him naked. Like I'm like, whoa! I just couldn't believe the full body prosthetics when he's naked. I'm like, what the hell?
Really worked on every inch.
Oh my God, Clancy Brown.
Did you grab your popcorn bucket?
Clancy Brown.
Oh,
as
yeah, for that
Maroni.
scene?
He's so good.
Oh, he just brings a power to
Yeah.
everything. He's just got
that
voice.
voice. Oh my gosh.
That
I always feel
rich
with-
voice.
I always feel with Clancy Brown, he's 1 second away from just grabbing you with one hand and picking you up and choking you.
Well,
Like,
that's the
he's just
Kurgan,
like a-
man. He's the
just
Kurgan.
So scary.
I listen, bottom line, I couldn't have been happier with the debut. I could not have been more thrilled. I absolutely loved it. And you know what? This makes a pretty good time because I'm really now quite enjoying Rings of Power season
Me
2
too.
It's
after
so
being so
good.
disappointed
Yeah,
in
me
season
too.
I
1.
really like it.
Agatha All Along,
Right.
which I've been so disappointed with Disney Plus series lately, but Agatha All Along is pretty solid. And just the cherry on top, this brilliant Penguin series. It's a good time to be a TV fan.
Plus,
You
because
still-
I was behind, I'm watching Shogun too. So I'm
Oh,
just
so you're
like,
having a good time. Well, and you need to add Bad Monkey to the mix. You got to catch up
I
on
keep
that.
hearing nothing but good things
It's
about
so
it.
good. I think you'd really like
That
it.
drops weekly too.
That's
Bad
weekly,
Monkey?
yeah.
What day is that?
Wednesdays.
Okay.
Well, they're about
yeah.
I'm trying to fill all the
5
days.
episodes, 5 or 6 episodes
yeah.
in now,
Yeah.
or so it doesn't matter what day it drops. I
It's
can
very
just
true.
start
You can
watching
catch
right
up,
now.
but it's good.
Where is it? What's it on again?
Apple TV
That's
Plus.
It's on
Apple.
Apple TV.
Yeah.
Man, they're killing it too.
And
They're
I've got
great.
my weekly of Only Murders. So
Yep. Which
great.
is so fun this season. Oh my gosh. And
But-
a little heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Oh.
Again, I mean, it mixes everything. Great crime thriller. I won't say why, but there's a little bit of a heist element to it, just the way he pulls off a plan. The character dynamics are great. The crime family lore is great. Sophia is awesome. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, The Perfect Jean. Okay, so I've got to tell you about The Perfect Jean. These jeans are seriously a game changer. You know that feeling you get when you find a pair of jeans that fit so well that you almost forget that you're wearing them? That's what happened when I tried these. I'm not kidding. They're as comfortable as your favorite sweatpants, and they can slide on like them too, but they still look amazing. Look, as guys, we've all suffered through stiff, uncomfortable jeans, but The Perfect Jean is all about recusing, well, your gentlemanly area. These jeans are soft, stretchy, and they fit like they were custom made just for you. Because they've got an insane range of sizes, whether you're a skinny jeans kind of guy or rocking the bigger look. And they didn't just stop with jeans, they've got the perfect tee as well, with just the right amount of stretch to hide that beer belly, but still make you look great. It's finally time to stop crushing your balls in uncomfortable jeans by going to theperfectjean.nyc. Our listeners get 15% off your first order, plus free shipping, free returns, and free exchanges when you use the code Campea15 at checkout. That's 15% off for new customers at theperfectjean.nyc with the promo code Campea15. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show by telling them that we sent you. F your khakis and get the perfect jean.
Batman has always been one of these things that lends itself to so many different genre type of things. So when people say, but it's a comic book show, it's the same way that people approach animation, go, but it's a cartoon. Where
Yeah.
you hear comic book and you think it's going to be made for kids.
I-
Comic books for years have been telling horrific, gritty, nasty stories, and it's one of the reasons why it's such a popular IP to mine from. So it makes sense that this is such a killer show.
I mean,
great
look,
source material.
I kept putting it through that filter, and I was thinking like, well, can you really say like, well, this is like Sopranos, but you know, it's still a comic book. It's like, I don't know, because there's a certain scene I was talking to John about before, and I won't say what it is, but it's he's just like, when he said the line to the kid, I'm like, oh my God, that's like a moment where Tony Soprano's
well,
gonna do
no, we
something
can
bad,
say
something,
without
you know?
again without context. One character says to another. So for those of you who have seen the show, you'll know what we're talking about. One character says to another, "Look at the sunrise."
Right. I
And
got
my
chills.
whole body trembled.
Let's.
My whole body went, oh, this is one of the creepiest things it was so good.
What I'm impressed with what the show did is the transition from the Batman to this show was seamless. It feels like Star Wars when they get a Star Wars show out. It doesn't belong even in the same vicinity.
Yeah, sometimes it feels
as the
disjointed.
movies. Like I'm talking about as in colors, setting, and everything. This felt like
It's just plug and
you
play.
could put it at the back of Batman and just have like one jump cut.
Oh,
and
yeah.
go straight into this, and it'll be the same world, the same thing, just without Batman.
By the way, I want to address
actually-
something that's in the live chat here.
Go ahead.
Somebody wrote, and again, I'm not going to go into strict detail because, I don't want to give too much away, but somebody wrote in the live chat, why would Penguin make a random kid his partner? I have to ask, are you paying attention? Because he did not make him his partner. He clearly makes him his lackey. But there was a beautiful thing of writing. This is when you know you're dealing with high-level writing. They don't say it out loud. They leave it to the audience to figure it out because they know the audience isn't stupid. When he's talking to this kid that we've seen in all the trailers and promotion, the kid stutters.
Mm-hmm. Nice little
And
nice
they
little bit.
didn't need to go
Nope.
into this exposition. Wow, this kid has a stutter.
No.
I have had a problem too.
Martha.
I find myself really. They didn't have to say all that.
Why did
Like,
you
if
stutter?
If you're paying attention, like the moment that kid started to stutter, you see a slight change in Colin Farrell's facial expression.
Yeah.
And without having to do this is higher level writing when you don't have to write it. Because instead of then explain-o-visioning it to the audience, if you're paying attention, it's like Cobb sees something in this kid that he recognizes about himself. And in that moment, there's a connection. And again, he does not make the kid his partner. He says to him several times, the moment you don't do something I'm going to gut you like a fish. Like he's not his partner, he's his lackey. But like to me, like somebody saying, well, this is stupid writing. Why would he make his kid? No, this is higher level writing that might be beyond you.
Yeah, like Rebel
It's
Moon.
like really, really high level.
Well, and his
Rebel Moon.
his performance too, he's in heavy makeup, and yet you can still see in his eyes and his eyebrows when he's shifting from like feeling sentimental to all of a sudden like I'm really pissed off, or I think you may know something I didn't want you to know, or it's so expressive even with all that makeup.
That's a huge credit to those makeup artists too, working with him to make sure that he can move his face enough.
I do wonder, just real quick, just running off of Ray's thing where it's almost like plug and play. You could intercut it. There's a scene where
Yes.
he is looking out the window at the flooded city. That scene is also in the Batman. If you cut out the graveyard farewell scene and you had him like about consolidating power and he's looking out, you could just intercut
Then
this
we're
show right into
immediately
that.
Into
By the way-
No Man's Land Batman.
Yeah.
I'm going to need somebody to confirm this. This is why I love our live chat so much. As I was watching the show, I had this itch in my brain. Where do I know this kid from? Where do I know this kid from? Culture Healers in the live chat saying, he's the kid from Runaways. I'm like, where I knew. Can you confirm
He ran
that
away
for
and the
me?
penguin
Ray,
found
can
him.
you just double check that?
Yeah.
He's the lead kid from Runaways. Now a little bit more grown up. And I'm like, it's just one of those things where it's like, of course that's the kid from,
it
oh my
is.
God.
You know what
You
know what I'm wondering about this show? My final kind of thought on it is like we just talked about the opening. It was great because you're bringing audiences in with that Batman theme and the events that are happening. But now we're in this world. It's like we've transitioned. They could either leave this series, focus on the Penguin. I wonder if they bookend this series at the end of episode, whatever the last episode is, with the Batman theme, because now it's like the Batman is not that he's appearing in this, but the
going back to
events
that
that take
story?
place have now caught his attention.
You think we'll see the Gotham
cool.
police chief in this?
Maybe. That would make sense. But Gordon's not the chief yet.
Oh yeah.
He's not commissioner yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we might not see him.
So I mean, they could. I know we're not. I'm like Matt Reeves has said we're not going to see Batman. Like we're not going to see Matt Reeves.
I would love to.
Or so we're not going to see Robert Pattinson. But I don't think he said anything about seeing. Like Jeffrey Wright could pop up in it, or some other of the cop characters from the movie could pop up in it as well. So it's possible. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What did you think about the first episode of The Penguin? I loved it. I couldn't be happier with it. Whatever your thoughts are, guys, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.